Wunderbar! Mel has found a pen, so we can begin! La! But the question is, does the pen work?
This pen does. This is number 5.
5 pens, 1 that works. The others are the biggest links. Goodbye. So welcome to Roll for Severity. We are on to session 27.
Session 27!
Yeah, we've been at this for a while. I'm Amanda Seal, the DM for this campaign. I'm joined by 3 of my lovely players. I've got Mel, Jamie, and Jeanette. Unfortunately, Nathan had to take the day off because someone is getting married. It's not Nathan, but he's part of the wedding party, so he had to be there anyways.
How dare they?
I know, right? That being said, at least they chose a good day to get married and they're getting hitched on Halloween. Because of, like, when you can have, like, a spooky wedding, like, you've already won life. It's like, if in the unlikely event I ever get hitched, it's like, let's aim for a Halloween wedding. I have pulled a complete brain fart. Give me a brain resetting. What the fuck are we doing?
What are we doing for fundraising this week, DM?
We are.
That lovely shade of pink.
My hair is this lovely shade of pink because it is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and we are doing a fundraiser for the BCRF. Speaking of which, I should put that thing back up. So far, we have raised $140 US for the BCRF. So my hair was dyed pink. The original intention was that if we hit $800, that both Mel and I would shave our heads. If that doesn't happen, well, I'm going to just keep dyeing my hair random colors for the rest of the year, and the rest of you schmucks have to put up with it. That being said, that was
The rest of the year is only 2 months.
Oh, no. By the rest of the year, I mean until next time.
Oh, okay.
Halloween is like our New Year's.
Yeah, more or less. It's Halloween is the part of the year that I like to celebrate the most.
Wait, you mean it's not 2021 on November 1st? Wait, what?
Nope, not yet. But that being said, yeah, so come Christmas, it might have like a strip of green, a strip of red, a strip of white. We'll see. Much to the dismay of my mother. She was when I told her about that plan, she was like, can we just cut it all off? I was like, not unless we raise the money. That being said, yeah, we're doing the fundraiser for BCRF. You can donate directly to that via the Tiltify link, which is down below the stream, and also I can throw that into the chat. And donations that are done via bits, subscriptions, sales from the store are also going to that charity this month as well. Speaking of the store, we have the store up on Twitch or on tpublic.com/user/roll4severity. Or once again, there is a link down below the stream. And I think that is it. I think so. So did my players. The fuck happened last time?
We got paid.
You did.
Yeah.
2,000 gold pieces in total from Oz.
We get to put this whole big side quest to our whole big actual quest to rest finally. It only took us 7 months to do it. In another dimension plane thing where everything wants to kill us.
I didn't jump through the portal, you did.
But Kay is a part of our group and there's a portal. What? Kay would never not jump through a portal if it presented itself. Oh, no,
To be fair, we can't hear you if you're talking, Jamie.
Oh, it's because I don't unmute myself. To be fair, K is an agent of chaos. The moment that you present K with a choice to either do the sensible thing or do the chaotic thing, he's gonna do the chaotic thing. And
Oh, I know, and it's wonderful.
Through the fucking portal.
To be fair, all of you had decided, it wasn't just Kay, you can't pin this all on Kay, all of you decided that you'd rather jump through the portal into who knows where than deal with the lizard men.
Yes,
He's not here right now, so we can blame it all on him.
Also, speaking of Kay, who's going to run Kay today?
I'll run Kay, because I'll be here till the bitter end.
Okay.
So we made it back. Kay almost dying in the process, but we did get through the portal. And we left Cran in the kind of small, not quite fishing village. It was past the fishing village.
It was the big city of Ithamir.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, it was Ithamir.
Yeah. We ended up. We took we got a ride out to.
Amanodel.
No, not Annah. We were in another. Oh no, that's right. We ended up in a small fishing village, and then we rode a ship to Ithamir. And then we got to Oz's place, and he gave us the money and told us apparently that we took a really fucking long ass time to live.
7 months. Yeah, because that's the tidbit that you guys didn't chime in with, is the fact that from the time that you left to the time you got back to Ithamir, there was a 7-month gap. Not all of which was traveling in actual time.
And within that time, we learned that there were some shenanigans going on in Amadodel. Some political figures, some bigwigs of sorts were being assassinated. We don't know by who or what, but we think there's no good, and it might be linked to Anna's quest. So I think we're heading to Amadodel to try and suss out what's going on over there. Some shit got real when we were gone.
I also brushed Kay's hair.
We did.
He did not enjoy.
He did not enjoy it.
Yeah, I think that was the gist. And then we met up with the fat halfling Narok.
Narok, yep.
Narok, who has hired us to guard his caravan as he heads forth to Amanodel.
Yep. And that's where we'll pick up. So the group is setting out from Ithamir, and it's early-ish afternoon as you're heading out, venturing northwards towards Amanodel, acting as guards for Narok, a very round halfling, his wagon, and his rather ugly horse. He had a very ugly horse. The journey is fairly slow going with this one horse pulling along the cart. Now, granted, this cart isn't all that big, but it's got some crates and barrels in it, and Narok is sitting up on top of the wagon, just kind of humming along as you are traveling. The days tend to consist of kind of getting up early, traveling for 3 or 4 hours, taking a break for a few hours in the afternoon, and continuing on in the evening for an additional 4 hours or so. Bianca needs rest is always his explanation.
I have a dumb question. Define ugly horse.
Oh, okay.
You know the fuck, what was it?
Who horseback rides? I have to know.
Where is my description for this horse?
See, I'm like, is his mane all chewed off? Is he like?
Oh no, his like nose is kind of like flattened and pushed down. Like the horse looks kind of decrepit. Basically take
Cushing's, isn't it?
Take the bog horse from Drainage Inquisition.
Oh, okay.
And just make it not dead.
Oh.
Like it is legitimately just a really ugly horse.
I'm suffering from Cushing's, guys. If so, it should not be pulling a car.
It's like the horse is relatively healthy. It's just ugly as hell. It's like one of those things where it's like, please pray for my dog, or please pray for my dog. Nothing's wrong with it. It's just fucking ugly. It is the Stephen of horses.
Oh god.
That's you're traveling northwards, and the like every hour or so, like someone else is able to hop on the cart and kind of take a ride for a little bit. Like you can't all pile on just because there isn't the room due to the other crates and stuff like that in the cart. But so as you're heading north, is there anything in particular people are wanting to be doing during the course of the journey?
Rock and just picking his brain about what he knows about current events, if he knows anything.
It's kind of what I heard. There's a whole bunch of people being killed up in Amadodel. You know the big ways and like little ones like us. We don't have to worry about it. And he's kind of like nutty in the shoulders, like kind of like poking fun at like the little ones because he's a halfling and you're about his size.
Yeah, I gotcha. Okay.
So obviously, I think Theo is also gonna kind of half listen, half participate in these conversations if Anna doesn't mind.
Yeah.
Which is like so. Business and whatnot, the economy hasn't really suffered at all with these nobles being murdered.
There's been some political unrest between some of the nations because, you know, they send a diplomat over to Amadodel to do stuff, and then that diplomat ends up dead. So, you know...
Locals are dying. Excellent. Diplomats are also dying.
So there's some tensions, but it's not like they're, like, devastating the economy with this. Probably someone just doing some pruning.
Do we know which diplomats have possibly been assassinated, if you don't mind me asking?
I don't honestly know off the top of my head.
Do you know where they're from, at least?
Fuck, where's my map?
Areas?
Yeah, were they from, like, south? Or were they from, like, north? Or...
Sorry, just trying to find my actual freaking map.
Were they from, crotchety elven nations who get really uppity when their people die? Or from, you know, stubborn dwarven nations who get
really uppity?
To be fair, both are quite... They're both an uppity sort of group. Lots of pride. Lots of pride in the background.
They most certainly can all get a little bit uppity. Oh, come on, for the love of God, scroll. There we go. They had someone who came down from the Frost Sheer Mountains. They ended up, I know one of their diplomats got offed. And Frost Sheer Mountain... So, Amadodel is here. Frosher Mountains are here.
Oh.
Isn't that where a specific guard that we liked went?
Yes, that is... Frosher Mountains is where Zugin headed to.
Oh no, Zugin!
But she wasn't a diplomat, so it's okay.
Zugin was not a diplomat. Yeah, I don't know that we had someone from the Frosher Mountains. That I think one of them got offed, and then I think we'd also had a group from the Amanora Islands, which is here. They had one of their diplomats got offed. Not sure who all the others were. There was some of the a couple leaders or a couple members of the council, the Kirtan Council. They had gotten offed. Don't know all the specifics. I focus a bit more on the spices that I'm selling rather than the politics of the world.
Who lives up in Brashear and who lives on the islands?
Roll me a history check.
I'm gonna get in on that.
Oh, hang on, I just did a straight roll. Let me redo that.
17.
Yeah, I just need. Come on. I just want my stuff. History.
12.
I'm not as familiar with this continent.
Yeah, which makes sense because you're from down Ithindril.
Yep.
So the... there we go. So yeah, with the... Anna, you would know that there are some giants that reside up in the Frosher Mountains. And... there are other races that have gone settled there as well. There are some dwarven settlements, usually smaller. Once you get up past the Ishao Plains, you do start to kind of it turns into that tundra, permafrost type area, so it's fairly inhospitable for most. There's a few small settlements up there, mostly hunters, like hunter type groups. But yeah, into the Frosty Mountains, you get some giants, you get some dwarves.
Share that.
And then as for Aminora Island, neither of you know much of anything about it.
Never been.
You've heard rumors of dragons and dragonborn, but you're not entirely certain.
So in Iraq, did they say anything about suspects? Is anyone in custody? Has anyone been charged?
I know there's an investigation going on at Odell, so hopefully it's not going to cause too much trouble getting in, but
Yeah.
who knows? We'll see.
We'll see.
Either way, better there than here.
Secretly worrying about Gregor. I'm like, I'm really glad he's a nobody.
But he was a mayor. He's a big somebody.
Dead down.
Hey, now the population is 2.
Who was our contact in? We met Kay in Annah Odell, didn't we?
Yep. Amon Odell's where you picked up Kay.
Yeah.
That's also where you met Inra Stone, who was the guard captain of the lower districts.
Inra Stone. That's correct.
And the daughter of.
And the daughter of granddaughter of Ragnar Stoneforge.
That's it.
Okay, I just wanted to remember that for some reason.
Yeah, and then you'd also met people at the Amanodell's College of the Arcane.
Yeah.
So as you're going along and you hit one of the nights, and the group is kind of settling down to kind of rest up for the night. Are people keeping watch?
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
Okay. Who's taking what watch?
I'll take first.
I will take second. I
Can I
guess.
take the last watch, 4th?
Okay.
So I'm waking up Kay. Got it.
You're waking up Kay.
Yeah, sorry.
I'm waking up
I
Kay.
keep forgetting that Kay would be like, what watch does Kay usually go for? He goes for like middle of the pack, right?
Yeah, he usually does go for middle of the pack. He likes to go to bed
And then wake people up.
wake people up.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, my apologies. I forgot it was Kay for a second.
It's okay.
It's all good. I was just gonna basically let the players who are here.
Complaining on this trip. It's really odd.
That's it's really pleasant.
Actually pleasant.
Tell you what, Kay would probably be like, I'm going after Annah, because
Oh.
I don't know. I'm just deciding this.
Oh, that's right. No, he would. Well,
He would, so that way he can wake Theo up.
so he can wake me up.
Alrighty.
Okay.
If that's what you want to do, I'll already be awake.
So Anna, roll me a perception check.
Okay, so I got a 6. That's actually.
That's a nat 1. We are off to a good start.
Oh, yeah.
Why?
So everyone else kind of hunkers down and dozes off, and then the first hour and a half of your watch goes by fairly uneventful. And then you hear a sound. You kind of recognize this sound. And it brings a little bit of dread back as you hear, "Ah!"
Oh,
Oh,
God.
And you see this black cockatiel-looking bird land in the camp.
No, yeah. Theo immediately wakes up and goes, "You!" and then just automatically picks up a rock and knocks it out. You were the one thing I didn't miss when we were in that damn shadow play. Get out of here, shoot!
Roll me an attack roll.
Fucking bird.
Please crit. Please crit. I hate this thing.
I'm just rolling it as
Yeah, just be an attack plus dex.
so I guess just attack, so I guess by...
Yeah, because if you're grabbing a rock, it's a improvised weapon, so it's just attack plus dex because it's ranged.
Oh, okay. I'm just not seeing a thing for me to click on.
Just do a dexterity check.
Okay, cool. I'll just do a dexterity check. Dexterity. I rolled a 14.
14. So you go, you like wake up and you like stick your head out of the tent, you grab a rock off the ground, throw it at this bird, and it like hits the ground right by the bird, and the bird kind of like flaps and like takes off a little bit.
I'll shake my fist after it. Get out!
You dumb bird!
Good job, Theo. Go back to bed now.
I'm awake now. All I needed was 4 hours.
It hasn't even been 2.
Oh, fine. I'll go complete my 2 other hours of meditation. Or a podcast or something.
Puts magical like earbuds in. Like,
No, it's just, you just take Theo just like takes their fingers, sticks them in their ear, just kind of like perks the ears up a little bit higher to get reception, and
so good. Okay.
so now my mind is just going to Lilo and Stitch, where it takes Stitch's claw and puts it on the record and opens his mouth and starts playing the songs. Yeah, aside from the bird showing up, your watch goes by fairly uneventful.
Well,
The asshole bird.
The bird, but at the same time, that gives him power, and I don't want to do that. So from now on, his name is just Asshole.
asshole. Okay. I agree with that. Bam.
I'm gonna make a note to myself to draw the asshole bird.
Draw the asshole bird.
I think you should draw it stealing my shit, because that's what it did.
Yeah, it stole one of your rations.
It did, fucker. Okay, Anna will go to case 10, because I'm assuming you set up tents as per usual.
Yep,
Final boss of the campaign is the asshole.
it's just the asshole bird.
That Kevin is writing.
Kevin is writing.
Somehow
Right, asshole bird.
Kevin has the asshole bird, and then he polymorphs the asshole bird into a giant black dragon.
Oh god. No more ideas for the DM.
I'm gonna to wake him up. Are zippers a thing in this world, or is it a tent flap?
It's a tent flap. Zippers exist in this world, but the tent would just have a tent flap.
Alright, so I'm just gonna take the 2 flaps and like flap them to wake up Kay. Because it smells kind of funky in there. Just his teenage sweat. I don't think he's bathed in a while.
College room dorm.
Totally. Without the like overlay of Axe body spray, because that's not a thing yet. So I'll just be like, Kay, wake up, it's your turn! And he's, I think, gonna like really groggily like, okay.
Okay.
Slowly peel himself out of bed. And what's he gonna do? He's gonna put some more wood on the fire if it needs it.
Okay.
And then he's gonna plomp himself down like, because he's not happy to be awake. And I'll give you that perception check. Come on, Kay, don't fail me now. Much better. 17.
17. Okay. It goes by fairly uneventful. He can hear the sound of the asshole bird off in the distance, but it's no longer invading your camp. Although Kay doesn't have the same level of hatred towards it as the rest of the party.
No, he fucking slept through that little shit.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah, like when it summoned the frog, or when it like brought in the giant toad.
That ate Syl.
Yep.
Or tried to, I guess.
Tried to eat so.
I feel like he hears that bird and like a small smile comes to his face.
Just knowing how much it torments the rest.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
That's what I thought you'd do, you dumb bird. Yeah.
But the watch goes by fairly uneventful. Theo. While you are meditating, you kind of feel a bit of a chill wash over you, And you kind of like figure it's just a cold night and kind of shrug it off and continue, ears in your fingers, podcast going.
Elven podcast.
But over the next few minutes, it kind of grows harder and harder to maintain your focus, and the dull pain in your chest starts to be a sharper, piercing sensation. And you open your eyes, and once again, you realize you have slipped back into Rayam's realm.
Oh shit.
You can see her sitting in her human form, or her humanoid form, on the stone bench nearby. Blood still stains the robes that she's wearing. She kind of waves, beckoning you over to approach.
I will go over and approach her. As I approach her, I'll be like, so are these going to be regular things now? You're going to talk to me while I'm listening to my podcasts? Or trying to?
No.
No?
But the news that Amos is looking to take physical form once more is alarming. As he was powerful as a mortal, and I can only assume his power has grown even more since our souls were reborn.
Yes, I am suspicious of the fact that someone with the description, with Kovar's description, ended up at that traveling library we heard about. That interests me.
You too will need to grow and become stronger.
Yes. Well,
Gather
I-
friends, forge alliances, and harness magics beyond what I can bestow upon you. And just give me your hand.
I reach out and I give her my hand.
And she holds onto your hand with one, and then she holds out her other hand, and you can see a swirl of light start to form and expand out, eventually taking the shape of a book, which the light then fades, leaving a tome in her hands, a black chain hooked into the spine of the book and dangling free. And she sets the book down in her lap and takes the end of the chain with her other hand and presses it against your wrist through in amidst the other chains. You can feel a clip and a bit of a pinch as it latches into your arm and joins the other chains. And then she hands you the book. The tome is old, tattered. The brown leather cover is very nicked and scratched, and very worn. You can barely make out the image of a crown etched into its surface. And she looks to you, it's like, this tome will help you to record and contain magics. Find what you can and use them to the best of your abilities. We will need much to be able to handle Amos.
I thank you very much.
And
honestly, everything you do just gives me one more step to killing Kovar.
yes, that is your end outcome. And just like, I have one more gift for you at this time. An ally. Not bound or loyal to me, but an enemy of Amos nonetheless. And she places her hand upon the scar on your chest, and you feel a sudden weight on your chest, kind of pushing forward and shifting and twisting and slithering forth from the scar up your chest and collaring around your throat as the face of a serpent rises up in front of you and staring you in the face. Its body is primarily white, but mottled with black splotches down the entire 5-foot length of its body.
Hello?
And the snake kind of looks to you and then looks back to Rayam. It's like, this is the mortal that I am expected to assist.
The snake talks. Oh, okay.
And kind of turns back to you. Of course I talk. I am a celestial serpent and Fenimir of Zahir. I am Stella.
Stella. That's a cute name.
At the request of Rayam, I will act as your familiar for as long as you continue pursuit of Amos.
I accept all the help I can get.
Good. Servants are hard to come by.
Well, I have a friend with a small bee. You're not going to sting me, are you?
And kind of brings its tail up in front of your face and waves, and like, there's no stinger, there's no rattle.
Sense of humor.
What about biting me?
Depends on if you annoy me.
I will try not to. I guess we're going to have to, take some time to get to know each other first.
Yes, quite. So what relation do you have with Amos?
Maybe I don't really have a relation with Amos, so to say, but there is a half-elf who has aligned himself with him that it would please me greatly if he were to die. Particularly with my hands around his throat.
Sounds like you have unresolved issues with him.
Issues is a word for it, yeah.
As long as this does not interfere, then there is no problem.
I don't imagine it would. As far as I know, his and Amos's goals are one and the same. So, essentially, we'll all get what we want.
Excellent. And Ram kind of turns to you. It's like, the burden you have, you'll have to carry it for a while longer while I continue to recover.
I will do my best. I'm right now in the attempt of forging alliances and friendships.
Excellent.
Every step along the way seems to... Well, I've learned some things.
Oh?
Oh, there seems to be a crazy curse going around.
A curse?
Well, animals and whatnot being infected and spiny. Also, apparently, a dwarven lich who hates elves and runs a supremacist dwarven group.
I'm not sure how that relates to Amos, but...
Maybe not to Amos directly, but I wonder what things I could learn from such a group.
If you feel it would be useful, then by all means pursue. But remember that we must destroy Amos before he can amass too much power.
Of course. At the very least, it might help along the way of making allies and friends.
Yes, that it would. The enemy of my enemy is my friend, after all. And then kind of looks over to Stella.
Is she coiled around my neck?
Yes. You feel kind of like the cold skin of the snake, like occasionally like shift and like move around your neck.
I have to say, I'm not really used to a snake. I'll just have to get used to it.
And as you're like not really used to snake, you just feel like it like coils just that little bit tighter, like not like choking you, just like.
We're just gonna roll with it and get used to it.
And after a little bit, you kind of like feel the warmth kind of start flooding over as you kind of blink a little bit, and as you open up your eyes, you are back in the material plane.
I immediately look down. Is there a snake around my neck?
There is.
Huh. Can you talk to me here?
Of course I can.
Oh, you can talk to me here. All right. Am I the only one who can hear you? Can other people understand you?
Possibly.
I think for now, just hang out. And I kind of like push her and stuff her back into my poncho. I'll have to introduce you properly in the morning.
It's warmer in here, so that's fine.
By the way, you're going to hear an annoying voice in a few minutes. Do your best. If you're going to bite someone, please warn me.
Speaking of which, how is Kay informing Theo that it's their turn?
So Kay was not then going to look into the tent and be like, oh my god, Theo, there's a snake on you, I'll get it. Because you hit it. Kay, feeling very spiteful, is going to try and mimic the asshole bird to wake up Theo. That's his plan, to like go up to the tent and make that obnoxious like... Yeah.
Okay. Please stop. There are other people trying to sleep, and you know that I only sleep 4 hours. Well, sleep.
Just making sure you're up.
Yes, well, you can go back to bed, and I'll take over.
Thanks, Dad.
You're welcome.
The sassy just dad.
Dad. I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna go by the fire.
Okay.
As I'm at the fire, I'm actually gonna look at the chain around my wrist.
Okay.
Is there, and I'm guessing there's the other linkage now?
Yes. That connects to the book.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna pull out the book, which I'm guessing I'm gonna have to find a way to strap it to myself. And I'm gonna start, like, I'm gonna open the book and start looking through it.
There's a couple spells in there already, and those are the ones that you had added to your ritual spell list. But the majority of the pages are blank.
Okay. I'm gonna put it back and resume my watch for now. Every once in a while, I'm just gonna, like, very cautiously, like, feel under my poncho and be like, is the snake still there? Yes, she is. Okay,
Yep.
cool beans.
Snake is still there.
Snake is still there.
See, if you're still having the sessions in person, then it's like, just bring Rigetti out. Just blink Rigetti around your neck.
Do I have a snake? Yeah, it's Rigetti.
It's like, yep. Yep, snake's definitely there. The link is, like, you look at it, like, you can see where some of the other links kind of, like, connect into your arm itself, and then you find, like, this new linkage that's now connected into your skin. And, like, you pull on it, like, it doesn't feel like you're, like, pulling at your body.
Yeah.
But it's definitely there. It's definitely connected. Yeah. Roll me a perception check.
I will roll that perception check. Perception.
20.
Even with a new book and a snake around my neck, there's a snake in my boot.
Having the snake, like, occasionally, like, shift is like you're like, oh.
Yeah, I'm just not used to it yet.
Yep. So you're kind of like hyper aware of everything that's going on around you. And at one point in time, you hear, like, the little pattering of, like just and then like you look around and like you see this little dark figure like hopping along near the edge of the camp, and then hops a little bit closer and like just in slightly into the firelight, and you can see that black cockatiel like bird, and it just turns and stares straight at you.
Stella, do you know any way to get rid of a frickin' asshole bird?
Kills it.
I suppose I could. But I probably shouldn't. Not tonight, at least. But as soon as that bird like comes into like eye view, I'm like,
Yeah. Sorry, are you like fixating and focusing, staring down this bird?
every time it comes close enough, I'm just gonna give it one of these.
Well, it's currently like standing like on the edge, of, like by the edge of the camp, but it's within like the firelight, so it can see you and you can see it. So are you just like staring at it right now?
Yeah, I'm gonna stare at the bird.
Roll me a Constitution check.
Oh no, Aaron! I'm not good at Constitution. Yay! I rolled an 18.
Okay, roll one more.
Roll one more. 12.
You blinked before the bird did. Yeah, the bird had 18 on its roll on its first roll too. It's like, okay, so you both continue for the staring contest, and eventually you blink before the bird does, and then the bird just kind of like and turn and like takes off.
I pick up another rock and I huck it at.
By the time you've thrown the rock, the bird's long gone. But you're every once in a while, like you're not entirely sure whether you're hearing things just out of like now that you've seen the bird again, like you're like, where the is it, or whether it's actually around the camp somewhere. But you're very aware. It's like is that the fucking bird? And you'd get up and like move over, look around, didn't see the bird, go and sit back down. But yeah, your watch goes without
the
issue.
Guy and never in the poem never quotes the raven nevermore. It's who I fucking am. Being driven crazy by a raven screaming nevermore outside my fucking window.
So how are you waking up, Sylvania?
I'm just very casually gonna get up and I'm gonna go outside, lean down her tent and go, Sylvania, Syl? I'm gonna reach out and I'm gonna rattle the tent a little bit. Syl!
I was still sleeping through that.
Dog's head perks up and sticks out the thing. Sylvania's not responding still.
Dog, can you wake up Syl, please?
Dog kind of looks back at Sylvania and just puts his head back down.
Oh, come on. Take both hands. Syl! Syl, don't make me grab K, Sylvania!
Kind of just like slowly, it's just like, why are you shaking the tent?
Apparently you're very hard to wake up, that's why.
Usually you just come in and shake my shoulder.
Well, you know what?
Much better way to wake people up.
I don't really, did I still have I give up before? I actually can't remember. I've been Kay and Annah.
You've woken Syl up before.
Oh, okay. Yeah. This might be new territory for me, but apparently the little voice in the back of my head says, "Oh, yes, I've done this before." I thought maybe you could use your privacy. I decided to stay outside the tent. Please don't be angry.
Why would I be angry?
I guess I'm just too used to waking up Kay, and he's always angry at me for one reason or another.
Some of which are deserved.
Okay.
I'm up now. I'll go watch things.
Thank you. And I'm gonna head back to my own tent.
Okay, Sylvania, roll me a perception check.
Oh, 3.
We wake up and suddenly we're surrounded by asshole birds.
This giant flock of asshole birds sitting on your tents. So you get up, and you're just kind of like, it's still early, and so you just start like working on dog or something like that, just kind of disregarding everything that's going on around, just clinking away. Nothing seems to be disturbing your camp.
Brilliant.
Everything is as it should be. Come morning, though, as you're kind of going through, like as you're putting some of the stuff back into your bag, you realize, I'm missing a ration.
Aww. Okay.
And actually, roll me a investigation check.
Oh, I'm actually good at those. $22.
22 with a net 1 on the other side. You're kind of like, what the hell? Like you're like looking like there's like all these little like crumbs leading out of the tent. You can see like little like the ground outside your tent was a little bit wet. You can see like little like bird footprints in the mud.
Apparently it was hungrier than me. Okay.
Yeah, Syl's the only one who doesn't hate the asshole bird. Yeah, morning comes and people are waking up. They're getting up and it's like, yep, it's morning.
Good morning, Rock.
Oh, good morning, you're awake. Shall we continue on? Best get moving early.
Wait, is Kate up yet?
Probably not.
I'm gonna say that's a good old college no.
We'll pester Kay.
Okay, so in the morning, like as everyone's getting up, I want to go over to Kay's tent and just start shaking. Kay, I have a thing I want to test. Come out.
He's gonna be like, I'm up. Syl, be right there. I'll be right there, Syl. And he's gonna go back to I'm assuming Syl didn't come in the tent to see that he went back down. You're just
No.
shaking the...
I'm patiently waiting outside the tent now.
For how long?
Until someone else comes and wakes Kay up. Wait, did Kay specifically say a minute or something? What did Kay say?
I'll be right there. Give me a minute. Yeah.
Oh, he said give me a minute. Okay, so exactly 1 minute. Like, I started counting as soon as he said
Like Olaf outside else's castle. 1,
2, 3.
4.
Okay, so after a minute, what are you doing?
and then I'll be like, I'll just barge in, just walk right in, just be like, hey, you said a minute.
Yeah, Kay's just like laying there asleep, like laying on his arms.
Completely unfazed.
Well, I told him I wanted to test something, so I am going to pull something out of my bag and put it on Kay. I think he's technically a non-creature because he's asleep, so he needs to make a Constitution save.
Right. I like it. Let's do it. Constitution save.
That's
That's a 7.
a 7.
Okay, so Kay failed. So I cast Enlarge on Kay because he keeps complaining about the fact that he's too small because that thing shrunk him that one time. So he just doubled in all dimensions, and his weight is multiplied by 8, and is now currently considered a large creature.
So Kay is now a large creature. Can I also get me to roll that d20 to see if we surge on that?
Oh no.
Yep.
I'm gonna laugh at
We
this.
did not.
Oh, I was gonna laugh really hard at this surge because most of our surges have just been like random bullshit things. Like Kay be like, I'm gonna protect myself against good and evil, and then surges and shrunk.
I like to think Kay wakes up now and is finally just kind of like pulling himself up. He doesn't realize he's bigger. So it's like, hey, I'm sorry, I'm up, and like actually starts packing up and stuff and going about things. And then when everything's packed up, that's the first time he actually kind of looks down at Syl and is like, something's different. Syl, did you shrink?
No, you grew.
Okay, like Kay is just like over the moon. Like goes up to Theo.
Does he
And does
fit?
like,
Okay, he's like, whew.
My next question is, did he break the Ted become a creature?
No, he had to pry himself out of the sleeping bag though.
amazing. But yeah, he'd be super gloaty like when he goes up to Theo and realizes he's now the taller one again. And
What happened?
growth
I
spurt.
really- Growth.
Had a growth
Oh.
spurt. I don't know.
How old are you again?
Old enough to have growth spurts. I don't know.
And at this point, I'm like, okay, it's been a success, and he shrinks in front.
Yeah, because he just dropped concentration.
Yes.
That's better. Ah, yes. Thanks, Syl. I was worried for a moment.
Wow. I don't even know how Kay would react to that.
Probably with dismay.
Sour.
Crushing, like. I want to check for a portal.
See,
Portal.
actually, it's funny because I picture like as Sylvania's about to drop like concentration, Kay's like once again doing the whole like I'm taller than, and like it like cuts and it's like bunk into Theo's forehead. It's like
That's quite the growth spurt. It's quite the temporary growth spurt.
It's not gonna respond to you. Put his things on the card, dude.
Maybe you should just pack up your tent though, champ.
I'm currently taking notes. It's like, worked for 30 seconds.
yeah, you lost concentration not because you gave it concentration on the spell, but because you got distracted.
It just started like going like, ooh, it worked. Looked at my notebook, stopped paying attention, and looked up, shrunk. Just, okay, 30 seconds.
Yeah, IK is gonna be really teenage pouty for the rest of the morning. Because you gave him a gift and then you like snatched it from him.
The gift was a lie.
It's a lie.
The gift was a lie.
The gift was cake.
The gift was cake. Yeah, the cake was a lie.
So the group gathers their stuff up and carries on in the morning, and then this pattern kind of continues over the course of the next couple of days. But a fairly uneventful trip. Like you see the occasional people going both directions along this road. It is a fairly frequently traveled route. As Anna, you know, because this is the same route that you would take whenever you were going down to Ithmir. And also the route that the whole group had gone minus K up to Amenodala the first time. I guess, and Sylvania. So, Anna and Theo, you remember this route.
This is pretty nostalgic. Other than, you know, the sadness that happened on that trip.
Yeah, but
Sorry.
this is where our friendship like started.
Yeah,
I get it.
it's very true.
Kind of nice in a way.
We don't have Zugink with us right now, but maybe one day.
I like to think we'll be reunited.
And
Probably punching a bear right now.
Probably punching a bear. You're very right. Or at least attempting to climb a wall.
Yeah, climbing.
Or a mountain.
Or mounting.
Bouldering.
well, that being said, even when it comes to like climbing a wall, Zugink was kind of disinclined to go climbing after falling off said mountain.
I feel
Yes.
like we would like maybe at most need a week of like, okay, I gotta shore up my skills, but I feel like that's not the kind of thing to get Zuging down permanently.
That's fair.
She got up on her own, so, you know, it's not time to stop yet.
But yeah, the group continues on for a few days, for a couple more days, and as you're going along, you start to hear the galloping of hooves behind you, and turning back, you can see 3 human men on horseback rounding a corner, hurrying down the road towards you all. And they appear armed. And as Narok looks back and sees them as well, he's like, "Protect me!" And then like ducks down into the cart and tries to hide amongst the crates.
Do they look aggressive to us?
They are armed, but they're not like waving their swords around. They're armed, but not actively attempting to stab you at the moment.
I'm gonna get onto the cart and I'm gonna make it look like I'm driving the wagon.
Okay. Roll me a deception check.
Oh, okay.
We transporting. Oh god. We didn't run a background check on this guy.
No, we did not. Oh. That tracks.
Yeah, that tracks. They watched you like hop up onto the cart and like sit down and
I don't know which. I don't know. I don't know how to drive a car. I thought I'd be helpful. I'm not being very helpful.
And the horses slow as they catch up. And there's the 3 men. There's one early 20s, kind of sandy blonde hair, cut quite short. He has no facial hair, but his expression, you're not sure whether he's upset or just has resting bitch face. The second one is kind of late 20s, also sandy blonde hair, also cut quite short. He's got a bit of scraggly stubble that's relatively unkept. And then the third looks like they're probably mid-30s, short but curly black hair, and a very well and sharp groomed beard, like really like sharp ridges for all the cuts on the beard. And as they slow, the first one kind of yells out, "Narok Pitsmali, Goramal insists you return to Ithmir." And you hear Narok yell from inside, or like from behind one of the guards, like, "It's Pitsimile, you lout! And no way in hell am I going back there. He'll kill me! Instead, my bodyguards are gonna kill you. Get them!" And like kind of points over and like ducks back down behind the box.
So I think there's a misunderstanding somewhere. We're supposed to bring this person to Amon Rodell. And if you have a problem with that, I pull out a letter introduction from my guild. It's like, my guild will hear about this.
For a second, I thought you were gonna pull out a weapon. And I was terrified.
No, that would have been Zugink's response. Pull out a weapon. You think?
Bitch, yeah, let's fight.
Theo and I are just like, oh no.
What's Kay doing?
Oh, Greg, what would Kay do? I don't think Kay's gonna be all like, okay, come at me, bros.
Yeah.
I think Kay's gonna like kind of sneak up to the front of the cart and to Narok be like, what did you do?
Yeah, what did you do?
And like as you're like kind of like trying to whisper, and I was like, "What did you do?" It's just like, are you trying to like make it so that they can't hear, or are you?
Yeah, I think Kay's trying to be like, like just quietly at the front of the cart where Narok would be, whereas the other ones are farther back.
Roll me a stealth check.
No. How's that looking on Kay? Kay, painfully average. It's a 12.
12. considering that, like, they know where Narok is because he had popped up and, like, pointed at you before, or pointed them before ducking back down,
Fair enough.
they kind of watched Kay walk over and, like, was like, what did you do? And it's also Kay. I don't see Kay as being excessively, like, I gotta be all super hush-hush. It's Kay.
That's fair. That's fair.
Kay does not have indoor voice. Kay's just like,
do?
what did you do? And he's just like, I'm being framed. And one of the guys kind of shakes his head. It's like, he tried to murder his competition, our client.
Spices?
That's what he claimed he sold our client, but, yeah, no, he nearly killed them and his family.
With spices?
They weren't spices.
Well, obviously you have a warrant, correct?
And he kind of holds out, like, a bounty notice and holds it out to you.
Oh, damn it.
Take a look. I want to analyze. Does it look real?
Oh, it's certainly a real bounty notice.
Oh,
Okay.
so no insight.
Does it say who it was like made by though? Like, is it a bounty from like a guard, or is it bounty from a random individual?
Roll me a... wouldn't be... Roll me just a... knowledge history? Yeah, roll me a history check. 18. You recognize the logo that's on the bounty notice. It's not a guard bounty. This is a guild bounty.
Oh, you don't mess with guild bounties.
And it is a image of a red skull.
And you said I recognized it?
Yes. They are a quote-unquote adventurers guild, but they primarily deal with bounties and assassinations.
Does the bounty say whether or not they are supposed to bring him back alive?
Dead or alive, proof of death.
Wow.
Is there a bonus for bringing him back alive?
No.
So what is your intention? It says dead or alive. Are you intending to bring him back alive if we don't fight?
As long as he goes willingly.
I don't.
This is a guild contract. I don't like the idea of messing with guild contracts. Now that I think about it, I'm way behind in my guild dues. Other guilds. Best idea.
Can we group huddle for a moment? Can we group huddle? How about a group huddle?
Narok sticks his head over the outside of a box and just kind of like hiding behind one of you.
Apparently, you were very holding of misinformation. You sit there. Excuse me, you scary bunch. You just stand there. Everyone huddle. Huddle up. And I grab Anna and Sylvia. And I'll be like, okay, what?
You can hear them. You can hear them laughing as you're like group huddle, and like gather around. And Narok's just like really towards like scared of them, but then also like, what the fuck are you doing? I'm paying you.
Not much.
Group huddle. How much is this guy paying us again?
10?
10 gold a person.
Not enough to mess with another guild.
Also, Sylvania, because you have the their contract or like the bounty contract in your hand, it's 150 gold is the bounty on his head.
Okay.
So I know nothing about guilds. Can you tell me about this one?
I don't know a ton about this one, but they're primarily bounties, assassinations. They're an
Oh.
adventurers guild.
Oh.
I'm part of an artisan guild, so it's a bit different, but
So, well, basically, and what would happen per se if we did fight? let's run these. Our two choices are hand the fucker over or.
Okay, so from my understanding, these people are likely members of this guild to have the guild bounty, which means they do this for a living, which means they're used to getting past trained guards, which we are not.
I quickly look at the. It's just 3 people,
3 people on horseback.
and they're fully armored.
They are armored and armed. Their weapons are still not drawn. But they're all just kind of like sitting and they're like the guy in the front. He's just kind of like he's cracked a little bit of that resting bitch face. He's got this little like smirk on his face.
And how much are we getting paid? 10 gold per person.
For 40 gold total.
For 40 gold person. All right. I look over at Nayrok. Can I just do like a quick insight check on Nayrok?
Sure. What are you trying to incite for?
Is he guilty? Is this fucker guilty?
What do you like? Are you going to ask him or just looking to see what he's doing right now?
From the conversation that we had where like he was like,
I was framed.
Yeah, I was framed, stuff like that.
Well, he yelled, "I was I'm being framed." But yeah, roll me an insight check.
I'm not very insightful.
That's an 8.
Yeah, that's an 8.
It's like he could be telling the truth. I don't know. He could be lying. I don't know.
Anna's gonna break the huddle and climb onto his cart. Is there like a crate that she can open and check the wares in, even if he's like, "Hey, stop that."
Yeah, there's crates on the cart.
I'd like to check the spices.
There's spices. Like you open up one of the crates and like there's definitely spices in there.
No, cumin. Is it cumin? Cayenne. Thyme.
Yeah, there's a little bit of cinnamon in there too, and
a little bit of cinnamon. Yeah, some turmeric.
I mean, this checks out. I'm gonna like stick my finger in. Try one of the spices.
It's like don't put your fingers in the merchant. As he watches, like,
Yep, it's cinnamon.
of course it's cinnamon.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna call out to the 3 guys. I'm sorry. Who did he try to kill or attempt to kill, or is someone dead? Did you actually kill someone, Nayrok?
And Nayrok's just like, it's like, I was accused of giving poisonous herbs to another merchant under the guise of them being spices, and then he ate them, and supposedly they nearly killed him. Like, it's a preposterous accusation. I traded herbs for over 30 years. I'm pretty sure I'd know if I was selling him something poisonous. And the guys on the horseback, one of them pipes up, just like, well, Gormal had hired us. He had been sold what Nayrok had claimed were spices, and so he took them home and he had made his family a meal. Him and his youngest son nearly died. His son is still in rough condition.
At this, Anna is in all her deceptive, I think, or maybe persuasion is more what she's going for here, in her glory, and be like, I'm gonna stop you right there. So you're telling me that he's being accused of trying to kill off his competitor, who also sells spices. Tell me why a merchant who dabbles in spices is buying spices. That doesn't add up. Why? I don't see why he'd be buying wares from our good sir right here when he himself sells that exact same thing. Doesn't add up.
Has a point.
That story, I don't know.
I'm a tinkerer and I buy stuff from other tinkerers all the time.
Shut up, Sil.
Tinker, I buy stuff all the time.
That's actually pretty common, don't you know?
No,
Well, not to mention that Nayrok had even said that he sold him things, so...
Yeah. Shut up, Nora. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, we're fucked.
How do we make this go away? How do you go away?
I don't know, if I make something for someone and it blows up, I have to go and compensate and stuff and not run away to another town.
Sounds
Is
like
that what we do? How much is that bounty again?
150 gold.
150.
Hey, Nayrock, you got 150 gold on yourselves? Pay
And
your own damn bounty. There you go. Problem solved.
and actually, Sil, what was your roll for the history check on bounty? 18. You know that like the bounty on it, it's not like pay off this bounty and then they're free to go. It's this is how much the person is like. This is how much the contract is worth to the people collecting it.
Yeah.
So his fine or whatever could be
Could be
probably
significantly greater.
significantly higher,
Yes.
since this is what they're willing to pay to get him back.
Yes.
Ugh. Ugh.
I don't know. Personally, I feel like he needs to answer for his trade. Like,
I don't want to go all the way back just when we're so close to Annah Nodell.
we don't have to go back. He just has to go back.
Would it be fair? We have a friend, an actual guard friend in Annah Nodell. Would it be fair to bring you there and you could stay with her for a bit while this gets sorted out?
Bounty location specific.
It is. They're specifically requesting him to be brought back to Ithamir.
Oh, we can't just like convince them to come to Nodell and turn him into someone there.
Correct. Yeah, the bounty was placed by the merch. Like, look, you're still holding like the bounty sheet. It's like this bounty was placed by Goromal, whose request is that he be brought back to Ithamir, dead or alive, and if dead, proof of death.
I don't know. I think his best option at this point is to not resist, go back. He doesn't get killed on the way there. He gets brought back, faces whatever he did, and then can continue on regularly. Otherwise, this will not be the last group that comes looking for.
That's very true, and I don't really want to make enemies of a guild. That's we already have cultist dwarfs after us. That's the last thing we need.
It's like how many groups can this party piss off over the course of their adventure?
You think so, Tally? We don't want
all of
that. We don't want that. Don't do it, Tally. No, we don't.
Nayrock, I appreciate you and what you do, and your cinnamon's real good, but this is sounding like more trouble than it's worth.
I'll double what I'm paying you. Go, get rid of them and let's get out of here.
But I'm gonna be wanted for murder. I'm not really the murder type. In fact, you didn't hire me for murder.
Attempted murder, but still, yes, murder.
You hired us to protect you along the road, but you know.
And we're on the road, and you're not protecting me.
But you didn't say anything about you being tracked by a mercenary guild.
You didn't ask?
I was expecting to protect you from, like, you know, wolves, bears, maybe a random bandit.
Yeah, on that point, why did you think we should be on the main road anyways? You could have made up some story about, oh, we gotta be sneaky and be on the side roads, because the main road isn't really safe these days, and I probably would have ate that up with a spoon. This is your
Nayrock.
fault.
Fastest route?
I'm gonna level with you, Nayrock. 20 gold to make enemies of an adventurers guild. It ain't worth it. I'm sorry. Either you fucked up or you're being framed. If you've been framed, you have to go clear your name. If you fucked up, you fucked up. We're saying that a small child. Was it a small child? I call back out to the three guys.
And the one just nods.
A small child, they rock. A small child is sick.
You what? Why don't you go help heal that small child with your cinnamon herbs, and maybe they'll lessen.
Cinnamon doesn't heal.
Yes, it does.
As Annah thinks back to oh yeah, I made this healing potion for Gregor. It had a whole lot of cinnamon in it, and it was just like a spoonful of cinnamon just here.
Yeah,
Is the child is still sick, correct?
Yup.
Tell me about his illness.
Well, he'd been vomiting profusely and is excruciatingly dehydrated. He can't keep anything down ever since he ingested that fucking spice.
Does that sound like something that might be familiar? I know there's
Yeah.
vague symptoms, but
If I do a medicine check,
Yeah, roll a medicine check if you want.
yeah, because my thought is that maybe I can actually help.
going the same way. 17.
I rolled a 3. I'm still new at this.
Annie, it sounds very much like poisoning.
Like food variety.
Something he ate was poisonous, or toxic, or something of the sort.
Oh, damn it. If I come and I try something and it helps this small child, can
We've
we
already got
not
doctors.
end anything in a bloodbath?
We've already got doctors who are looking at him.
Yes. I'm
We're
sure.
and honestly, we don't care about all of that.
Mhm.
We have a job. The job? Take him back. That's it. Beyond that, the three of us don't care. Look, I get what you're trying to do. You're trying to be all noble and shit, sticking your necks out for him. But all we care about is the bounty they're supposed to collect. If you don't want to fight, hand him over. And we don't fight. We all go on our merry way. It's as simple as that.
I'm just thinking I could cast a lesser restoration on this kid and maybe it would help.
What happens with this spice card?
We don't care about that. You can have it.
Great. We got an ugly horse, guys.
And Nork's like,
What?
what do you...
Why are we taking his stuff? We should take it back with them. If he doesn't resist, he can take all this stuff and everything will be fine.
Ding, Nayrock.
Sorry, what did you say? You cut out for a moment.
Resisting.
Nork's like, I don't want to die.
Don't resist, you don't.
I don't want someone's death on my conscience either. Are you planning on killing? You're planning on killing him, aren't you? You don't care.
Only if we have
Why
to.
am I talk-
As
why
I
am
said,
talking to you?
if he doesn't resist, he can go the entire way to Ithamir. All fine.
Yes,
So
yes,
that's
but
all up to him.
After that,
I have no idea what's happening to him after that. Our bounty is to bring him to Gormal in Ithamir. Beyond that, don't know, don't care.
oh, we just came from Ithamir.
But that person is like another merchant, so they're likely just trying to get him to pay his fine or whatever.
Well, what do you say, guys? Do we keep going or do we go back?
7 months ago, I might have fought more harshly to try and get some weird outcome for this, but no, I'm done. I need to go to Annah Odell. Stuff is getting real.
I agree.
And we were duped. You know? He brought
Yeah,
this upon himself.
We were planning to go to Amun Odell anyway. We just conveniently we're going to get paid now. We're just not getting paid. That's a huge burden on
We're also
us.
not gonna fight these guys.
We're sorry, Nayrock. You're gonna have to go back with these men.
And like, with you guys have been like, okay, we're not gonna fight. The one just like hops off his cart and he walks up and he grabs Nayrock and kind of pulls them off of the cart, and Nayrock is like flailing about. And actually, roll me a perception check.
Yeah.
Theo sees nothing.
I don't care.
23.
Yeah, Theo, you feel like a little bit of tightness around your throat as Stella tightens a little bit, and you're like, what are you doing?
This is better in the long run. Trust me. Don't want this.
And what about Kay?
22 for Kay, 23 for Annah.
Oh, there we go. I see. Yeah, so Theo and Sylvania, you don't see anything initially, but Anna, you and Kay both see, like, as Narok is kind of flailing about, he's like, I'm not going back. And he pulls out a knife and tries and stabs him. And the dagger does get some purchase in a slit in the arm, and like good hard stab right in there, and it kind of gets thrown. I was like, oh, the bugger stabbed me, and pulls out his sword.
Wait.
What are you doing?
So Anna's pulling out a slugworth.
Well,
She's just
Theo's like, wait. It's like what are you doing, Theo?
I'm going to, I've got nothing. I just call out, I guess.
And the guy having been stabbed is like, boom, with his sword. And that is, where's my D8? There it is.
Well, shit.
Oh, he straight up beheads him.
Holy shit.
He rolled max damage on that. That is more health. That is more than double the health of Narok.
Well.
Okay, that was 11 damage to Narok's 4 health.
Does anybody have a diamond for 300 gold?
Woof. That was a lot of damage.
I'm gonna like tentatively walk slightly closer, try not to hit the head, and be like,
I can't even spare the dying him, can I?
Nope.
Sarah?
Because he was killed for over double his health. Like, he took damage for over double his health, which is an insta-kill.
Yeah.
Would you like some healing, sir? I see that he stabbed you.
Well,
And he's kind of, it looks at you a little bit odd as you're standing there with this big ass slug in your hands. He's like, that's gross. I think I'll pass.
Alright.
And he's kind of like, it's like, bugger. And he kind of picks up the head. It's like, well, we need proof then, I guess. And takes the head and passes it to one of his. Like, put this in your freaking satchel, motherfucker. And he's gonna, like, kind of climb back up on his horse. It's like, and he kind of looks to the group. It's like seeing if you have any intention of doing anything at the moment.
No, I'm just still
I do not.
brandishing slugworth.
Okay.
I can help.
it kind of scares me how we're all taking this in stride now. Kind of like
To
we
be fair, he stabbed him.
kind of like we spent 6 months or 7 months in a shadow realm of some kind.
And left everyone there to die.
I left everyone there to die.
Yeah, you've all become very complacent when it comes to like, oh, they're gonna die. Sucks to be them.
Oh shit.
In Sylvania's mind, it's like he stabbed him, and he had the option of just going back and dealing with it. So, moving on. Time to find magic.
Yeah, and the 3 guys on the horse kind of like kick the horse and turn and slowly start trotting southwards.
Safe travels.
Wait, do I still have the bounty?
Yes.
I suppose we should bury his poor body.
I think that'd be nice.
Can we just burn it?
We should probably bury it, at
Bury
least.
it.
Yeah.
Burning so much faster than burying.
I know it's faster, but you know, we did know him for what?
2 days. 2 to 3
2
days.
So we should at least bury his body.
We knew him for 3 days. That's enough time for a burial.
Give him a little gravestone, and I turn to where the cart. I guess we own a cart now.
And an ugly horse.
Okay, you're not allowed to name the horse.
Shit. Yeah, Kay's already named it and has already bonded with it, but I don't know what Kay would name it. Like, but Mr. Horseface and I are friends.
Oh no!
Stroking his mane like this whole time. Kay's just been getting closer to his horse.
Okay, so Bianca's now been renamed to Mr. Horseface.
His name was Bianca. That's awesome.
Oh.
Yeah, Anna would definitely help
Yeah.
make that grave.
Yeah, Theo's gonna start
Anna will help.
digging a hole.
'Kay.
I'll even use a spell if I need to. Because I got some earth shifty spells. what are they called though? Spells. There we go. Like a bug tremor.
Oh, to just loosen up the ground so it's easier to.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Is bug tremor a first level spell or a cantrip?
There is. So I'll be rolling you some.
Okay, let's roll for that surge. Let's.
14. We're good.
Okay, so we're not casting fireball at the point of location of the caster.
That would suck if you surged.
Syl would get what she wanted. The body would be burnt.
The body would be burnt, and there'd be a hole to throw the corpse in.
Everyone wins.
What if we burn it and bury the ashes? Then we smaller hole.
But the holes, the bugs already did the thing, Syl. I appreciate your need for time efficiency. We've already lost like half an hour with these guys. What's an extra 20 minutes?
Oh, I suppose I'm gonna be that person, and I'm gonna quickly go through his pockets to see what he has.
Us taking his cart isn't enough.
Yeah, my thought is maybe he had family. Maybe he had a ring.
Roman
that
investigation
was
check.
bareback. A piece of identification. I'm not to just, maybe I'll take his gold, but,
You're looting the corpse.
Investigation?
Yeah.
I rolled
20. So you're going through and, like, he doesn't have much of anything in his pockets.
Yeah.
But when you're searching through his pockets, you do notice, like, there's, like, an extra lining in his pants. And so you kind of, like, go and open that up. And you do find a small pouch that has herbs of some sort in it.
Anna,
Yes?
do you want to... This was on our friend here. Do you want to investigate this real quick?
Oh, gladly.
That's the...
Did you find the gold that he was gonna pay us with as a side note?
He specifically said the gold was at destination, that he didn't have it on him.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, investigation.
Well, if you're looking at the herbs,
Yeah, I'd like
Yeah.
to look at the
nature.
Is it nature? Oh, it's only an 18.
18. You've seen these herbs before. They grow, like, you've seen them grow in areas near Yesher. You also know they're toxic as fuck. But these have been dried and crushed for the most part, and they could probably be added into another spice and look hunky-dory.
Oh, yeah, this is like dead man's oregano. See, it looks just like oregano, but it's very much not.
Huh!
This
The little shit was lying.
yeah, that poor kid. I mean, he might be fine with some help, but he's not feeling so good. This stuff is bad.
Hey, Rock, I don't feel so bad stealing from you now. You lying piece of shit. I'm gonna throw him into the whole anime.
I'm gonna keep the herbs, by the way, if that's okay with everyone.
Okay, so Anna has poisonous.
Wait, do we know if those herbs are legal to just carry around? Like, he did have them in a hidden pouch.
Fair enough. Would I know? I would know if they're illegal to have.
They're not illegal. Like, these things grow naturally, but it's the kind of thing where you just don't want to, ingest it.
Yeah, alright. Okay, cool.
It's like going and eating gooseberries. There's nothing illegal about having a bucket of gooseberries, but don't start eating them, or you'll have a bad time.
Don't eat them gooseberries.
Choke cherries, on the other hand, which you'd think would be like, they're choke cherries. These should be terrible for us. No, those things are fucking delicious.
What was I gonna say? That's all Nayrock had on him?
Yeah, on his person, yes.
On this person, okay. I throw him in. I start shoveling dirt on him. I do it haphazardly because he's a lying little fuck.
Yeah, it doesn't take you long to, like, kind of pile the dirt back. Like, 'cause especially with Annie using bug tremor to, like, loosen up all the dirt. It was really easy to, like, scoop a hole. And he's a halfling, so you have to dig the hole a little deeper because he was also a fat halfling. You just, once you realize, like, oh, that's what these are. You're digging, like, Anna's like, oh yeah, these are poisonous as fuck. This is dead man's oregano. You're just like, Okay, stop and dig in the hole. Just push the body in. It's like the belly's still jutting out. You just kind of like push the dirt on top. It's like this. Fine.
Yeah.
It's like close enough.
Well, I guess do we have to take all the spice with us?
We should.
It's in the cart.
It's in the. Well, I suppose let's.
Sure, we can sell the spice, and then we get our reward.
We look over and Kay's already on Mr. Horseface.
The kid's just like laying on Mr. Horseface's back, just like arms around the neck, just like.
Let's go.
Let's go. When we get back into Annah Hotel, we're taking that horse to a bloody vet. There has to be something wrong with it.
So the party continues heading northwards. It's once again a little bit slow going because Mr. Horseface starts getting like really like slow and lumbersome after several hours. So you're doing what you're doing before, where it's like 4 hours travel, break for a few hours, 4 hours of travel, rest for the night. After a couple more days, you come to the path that leads off or led off towards Yesher. It's fairly overgrown, but Annie, you do recognize the area regardless. You can see the weather-worn sign that pointed towards Yesher as well.
Yeah, definitely if the party is amenable to it, want to take a really quick detour through Yesher.
I'm completely amenable for it.
What's Yesher?
This is my old home. This is where I'm from, where I laid down my roots. And I just want to make a quick stop at my home.
What kind of roots did you lay down?
What kind of roots? Well, my meadery was here, and all my bees.
I didn't know
for my
meaderies had roots or bees.
Bees, yeah. No, these are figurative roots. You're doing that thing again, Sil. I did grow things that actually had roots. Maybe you're interested in that.
Oh, sure.
You did have potatoes.
I had potatoes.
Ah, potatoes kind of just are a root.
They have eyes.
Potato pants do pretty good.
Maybe?
I tried to teach it to Cran. She, I don't know, wasn't into it.
Don't worry about it, Sel. If we do eat potato pants soup or stew, and it turns out it's terrible, we can always sweeten it with a fuck ton of oregano.
I don't know if I trust any of his oregano.
Cinnamon was okay. I'm still standing.
As she falls over.
So it's a little bit harder to travel going through because the road has been unkept for the last 7 months, and but you push through and kind of like it was never like a very like well traveled road either. Annie, you were one of the main people who actually went in and out of the village. But you do manage to get the car through. Like there was a road of sorts. But after a while, you do get to the village itself. The town, or what's left of it at least, it's decrepit and heavily overgrown with plant life. You can still make out some of the structures as you walk through the abandoned streets. You hear the scampering of hooves as a pair of deer bolt away to pass one of the walls. Is there anywhere in particular that you're wanting to look around in the city?
I wanna go to my house, but pass by the shrine of Idrisil first.
Okay. So you go to the Shrine of Idrisil. It's still standing, but broken open.
Okay.
The city hall, or the town hall, I guess, the roof has almost completely collapsed at this point. But a couple of the walls are still mostly standing. And then you head over to your house. The roof is sagging a little bit. Well, more than it did before, at least. Anything in particular you're looking for in your house?
Yeah, I don't think when we left to go to Amanodel with Greg, here, I don't think I took all of my stuff. Like, I imagine it was like, take what I need, provisions, and kind of hightail it out.
Yeah.
If I have any meat that hasn't been pilfered or destroyed, I want to pack some of that in the cart. I need bottles of meat.
Roll me an investigation check with advantage.
Sweet. That's mighty kind of you.
Nat
So I got
20. Nicely done. And you didn't even need advantage for that one. It's your house. You know where everything was. As weird as the location it was put. So as you're going through, you kind of like, this one, no, this one, no. And then you find like one of the floors, like this one. And you kind of pull, like you step on the one end of the footboard, or on the floorboard, and the cut tips up the other end. And you're like, grab something, like stick it into the thing, go over, pull the other end over. And there's 8 bottles of mead that you had stuck hidden under the floorboards in your cellar. There's also some potatoes that have very long grown eyes that are kind of like merging into the soil in around it.
I would grab a potato and be like, here you go, Sil. I said I'd show you roots. I'll leave the potato out. But yeah, I owe some people mead, so I wanted to stop by and grab some of that.
Yep.
Anna, how long does it take for you to make your mead?
A good batch, like half a year preferably, but I
Oh,
can
boy.
definitely make some much quicker with the right ingredients. But I let my bees go that day we met.
That's very true. You did let your bees go. And I suppose Beanard is definitely not enough to make mead.
No, Beanard is not that kind of bee at all, aren't you, Beanard?
He just kind of buzzes and...
He's actually offended by the notion. Ow.
Oh.
Ow.
I apologize. Apparently, I'm very bee ignorant.
No, he's just cranky today.
Is it? Is he usually
Every day.
every
Yeah,
day?
that's also true.
I think he's just cranky. I think that's just to him.
That's like being like, Kay's being childish today. It's like, today?
Today? Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty much it. Just kind of like be in the town, sort of pay my respects, and remember the fallen dead. And it sounds like it didn't look like anyone was like messing about. It wasn't.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's been disturbed much. Like you can even head over and you go to the where you buried all the bodies, and the graves are almost completely undisturbed. Like you see some like animal tracks that have traveled through, but no signs of like tampering with the graves or anything like that.
Yep, just a silent word for the dead, and we can continue on to Amanodel.
Okay. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, as we leave, maybe one day, people will come back here.
I would like that. We get the shrine back to its former self, maybe, to help protect the town.
Yeah.
Thanks, Theo.
So the group then begins heading more northwards towards Amanodel, heading back out to the main road and then north. And once again, several days' journey. But aside from the slow going, dragging along Mr. Horseface and the wagon or the cart of spices, you eventually do crest the hill and can see Amanodel off in the distance. As you get closer to the gates, you take note that in comparison to when you were here last time, there are the area there's significantly more security than there was before. At the gates, you can see at least close to a dozen heavily armored soldiers on ground level, as well as several more up along the wall of the city and in the towers along the wall. There's also several more in fair bit lighter armor that you recognize as much more akin to the city guard that are also patrolling the gate. The tent town outside is there. It's there, but there's not nearly as many people or tents set up as there was the first time you were through either. and you're not sure whether this is due to whatever's happened in the city or just because it is earlier on in the year. Is the group approaching the gate? What's the group doing?
Yeah, I think we have no reason
Yeah.
to congregate outside.
No. Let's head on in.
Okay.
Apparently we got a bunch of spice to sell.
As you approach the gate, one of the city guard kind of like steps in your path. It's like, hold. State your names and business.
I'm Annah Mayporn.
Love it.
I'm Yeshir. That's my home. We're coming into the city. We've got some spices with us. I've got some meat in the back.
He kind of like looks to the rest of the group.
We're with her.
And you are?
Theioryn.
Name and business. Name and some business.
Theioryn, I'm here accompanying Annah. Mayporn. Sell some beer. Sell some mead.
Looks over to Kay and...
Okay, it's just,
Okay.
yeah.
This is my horse. I'm with them.
And the guard kind of like... What is wrong with that horse?
I don't know. Do you know a vet? We need to take it to see what. I think it may have eaten some poisoned oregano.
And
Oregano, of course.
kind of looks over to Sylvania. And you are?
Hi, I'm Sylvania. I'm here to learn about magic. I hear there's a university in this town. I can't wait to see there. Do you think they know about my blueprint? Ooh, they probably know things about my blueprint. They could probably find more than even that crazy person in the dog lane.
She's here for magic.
Is she okay?
Yeah, she's fine. You caught her on a good day.
Oh, and dog can't introduce themselves, but this is Dog, my mount and companion, and supposed to have been an octopus, but is actually a cat.
I should have gone to law school. Submit yourself to search over at the gates. If all things clear, you'll be allowed entry into the city.
Good sir. You're doing a wonderful job.
So you head over to the city gate, and there's a large table there, and like there's several people who are like going through and inspecting people and their stuff as they're entering the city. And as you go, it's like they like as you walk up there, like they're requesting like you like place all your items and all that kind of stuff on the table so they can go through and make sure that everything is kosher essentially.
I specifically want to pull out Slugsworth too, because I'm taking them like very seriously, but unearthing my pockets, so Slugsworth is on the table.
He puts slugs on the table, the beetle that you keep throwing at things on the table.
Yeah, that's the beetle. I put beanard on my head, some pocket spiders.
And the more things you just keep, like, you're like pulling out this little like zoo of critters that you've got on you and just like... What?
You haven't seen my sock centipede yet. I start like hoisting up my pant leg. Does he stop me?
Nope.
Alright. I like the sock centipede.
He's just very concerned. As Theo just has a small like, he's like, why is that there?
It's not been there this whole time.
And
You're muted, Theo.
I see Anna pulling all the stuff out, so I'm like, okay. I start pulling out rockets, get chugged off of it. Just casual explosives.
You're just dropping all these things on the table, just like, oh god.
So I like to think Kay is like taking a look at that. Doesn't have as much stuff as us, so like he puts his stuff on the table, but then starts taking off his clothes.
And as he starts taking off his shirt, but no, you can stay dressed. Just any other belongings go on the table. And then
Also casually just throwing thieves' tools on the table.
as they're going through your stuff, they're and like a couple of them hop up on the cart and are going through the crates and all that on there. Is there anything people are concealing from being put out?
Oh yeah, I don't want to like reveal my not porcelain mask, the little Dixie cup telephone thing that we have. I'm
Yeah,
not gonna pull that out and try and conceal that.
The message stones.
That's it. Thank you.
Okay. You're muted, Theo.
Why am I muted? I was gonna
I don't know.
say,
You muted yourself.
I was gonna say of the things that same thing is my
The message stone.
yeah, my message stone, which I'm looking for right now. Yeah, there we go, message stone. I'm gonna keep Stella on me right now because we haven't really found a good time or place to really introduce Stella, so Stella's just gonna stay. You know, I guess I'm gonna, like, kind of try and, like, push her to be like, hey, Stella, like, hide yourself even better, I'll pull out the book, but it's kind of chained to me, so I can't really go far. So...
Yeah, you put it on the table, but you kind of have to stand by the table if you're putting the book down.
Yeah, I just put it down, and I imagine the chain is long enough that I can stand there nicely, but...
Yeah, it's not like you're, like, putting it on the table and then like, have your, like, wrist right beside it. No, the chain's of decent length.
Yeah, because I don't think, at this moment, it doesn't have anything dangerous written in it. So...
Yet. Okay, and so, like, they go through your stuff, and they go through all your stuff. They give you a quick pat down, and they don't note the message stones. But they go through and like you see them kind of like making note of some of the things that you're bringing into the city, especially like weapons, the thieves' tools, stuff like that. Just kind of making note of like what things are being brought into the city. Mm-hmm. And then once again taking down your names, and there's like, oh, sorry for the hassle. Welcome, Damonodell. And you're allowed to retrieve all your belongings, including your sock centipede and pocket spiders, and head into the city.
Oh, we definitely made an impression.
Anna, what do all those bugs eat?
I don't know. They just kind of fend for themselves. Other bugs, I assume. Yes, Theo.
Are you telling me that sometime during the day or during, like, when you say fend for yourself, or themselves, it usually means they leave your person, correct?
So.
You think so? So
They're just buddies that hang around.
what kind of spiders are you carrying?
They're perfectly harmless.
Pocket spiders.
They're just
Are they-
littlebacks.
Are they house spiders? Are they wolf spiders? Are they orb weavers? Are they...
They're more like a wolf spider. They're at an ambush. No
So-
webs.
What you're telling me is that maybe in the middle of the night you have creepy crawlies that just randomly leave your tent.
I mean, we are outside.
Sometimes we've cooked together at night, Anna. Are you telling me that there could have been at least one time that bugs may have decided to leave you and go across me in the pursuit of their dinner?
I'm not gonna lie to you. So,
But I'm not gonna say it.
maybe.
Oh, damn it. Okay.
Hey Theo, how's that fear of spiders going?
You know what? Shut up, voice in my head.
You're not my real conscience.
Not my real conscience.
All right. So as the group heads into the city, what is there anywhere in particular that you're looking to go?
Oh hell yeah.
Mail. I have made the realization on the way here that I am 7 months behind in guild dues.
Okay.
I also want to go to the mail post office thing, so that's perfect.
Okay. Anywhere else that? Okay. Okay. So the group heads over towards the post office.
Oh, we should also find a place to put the horse in the cart.
Oh, yeah, I don't know where we would do that. I never
Yeah.
have a cart.
We've never had a cart. Where are we gonna stash this horse in this cart?
Suppose we rent a stall in the city?
Oh yeah, we should. Yeah, we could do that. Oh, while we're there, that might be a good time to find a vet.
A vet, yeah. So if there's like a stable kind of place, I'll
Yeah.
front the money for horse for the night.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to find stables and stalls for rent fairly easily. Especially in the lower districts. And
What should we do with all this spice?
Maybe we can sell it. Just a thought.
I
I'll run it by
mean,
some buddies of mine.
I was going to say I don't think we really have need of it,
No,
other
not
than
really.
Although I won't lie, that poison, that dead man's oregano might be useful at a future time.
Well, definitely keeping that in my pocket.
in order to stable the horse and the if you're trying to find somewhere that you can stash like the horse and the wagon, it'll be 10 silver per day.
Okay, 10 silver.
So 1 gold per day.
Sorry, one more.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I'll fund that, for sure.
Okay. Yeah. So you're easily able to find somewhere that will store the horse and wagon.
And I want to ask about, like, a vet.
Yeah, I'll ask. Yeah.
It's like, of it? Yeah, we can get someone to come down. And this horse does look a little bit ghastly.
Yeah, just to give her a once over. Not
Yeah.
really. Past ownership was questionable. Possibly hasn't been dewormed in many months. Maybe Cushing's. I'm not actually sure.
I'll get someone to come down and take a look at the horse.
Thank you. How much will that be?
It depends on what they need to do if there's something legitimately wrong with the horse. But come back and check in tomorrow, and we'll let you know what we found and what cost would be at that point.
All right, thank you.
And so so you've parked the horse there. Are you leaving the spices on the cart and trying to haul them up to the market and see if you can sell them?
I think for now we'll leave it there so we don't haul it, so we can just do errands and then do that later.
Okay.
Sound good, guys?
Sounds good to me.
Okay. So the party's just gonna leave that there, and then you're heading over to the post office. As you're heading to the post office, there's a little older lady sitting behind the counter, and she's like, "Oh, welcome, dearies. What do you need help with?"
I need to send a letter and some money back home to... I forgot the name.
You were from... I think we had you from Thasek.
Top left corner, I think.
Well, that El Roche is the name of the continent, but then I think we had you in the capital city, which was or near the capital city, which was Thasek.
Okay, then yes, that sounds good.
Okay. Oh, it's sending that quite a ways. What are you sending?
Let's see, it's been 7 months. 5 platinum and a letter.
5 platinum in a letter. Okay. So 5. So you're sending money in a letter. Okay. Getting it that far will be another 3 gold.
Okay.
And so she kind of takes the letter and look. What are you? Is there anything specific you're sending the letter? Or?
Pretty much I'm sending it back to my guild going, sorry for the delay in payments, was stuck in a shadow dimension. This is back payment and this month's payment,
For guild dues?
for guild dues, and I'm also putting, let my, master, or like the person above me, know that I have made progress on the blueprint.
Okay. Okay, so that gets written up and packed up and added to a box to be sent out. And yes, what do you need?
The mead that I would have taken with me, even though we left the spices. 4
Yeah.
bottles on the counter.
I need to send one just outside of Ithamir to Osmando. I can't recall the name of the small town.
He is from Forsig. No, not Forsig.
Bad place. Fine.
Yeah, that was the bad place in the mine.
With
Farenthal.
Barenthal.
Yeah, Farenthal was Oz's place.
Barenthal to Osmando. I need 2 sent to Edrum, because Taggart and Captain Gimrold. And then 1 sent to the Dawn's Mist in Ithamir for Cran.
Okay. And so she's kind of tallying things up. It's like, okay, the way that'll be 2 gold to send to all the places.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, and so she takes those and gets those packaged up, and like she's got like little boxes she's able to tuck them all into and have those prepped to send out.
Awesome. Okay. Thank her and go on my way.
Anyone else sending letters? No? Okay. So you end up, so you send those out, and where is the group heading to next?
Should we check in with our friend in Restone? See if we can.
That's
Yes.
on my list of places to go.
All right. That
Okay.
sounds good to me. The other thing, and then of course we can do this later, but we can see about going, seeing if we can find a place to stay, because I imagine we'll be staying for a few days.
Yeah.
We'll also probably want to go to the college.
Yes, college. And the Brevsters Castaway Tavern, maybe for lunch.
Mm-hmm.
Got some friends here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Finding her first.
Okay, so you head down to the docks, and Sylvania, you've not been to Amenodel before. But going along the docks, there's the long stretch of docks that the long stretch and just docks heading or reaching out. Tons and tons of boats, and you've seen large ports before, but this one's kind of ridiculous in size. But is despite its size, you're seeing it's very much very well coordinated. And because you kind of think back to when you had left, and originally there'd be a boat that was as it's pulling out, another one's just about trying to pull into where it had been back in your hometown. So this is much more relaxed of a pier, despite being significantly busier.
Interesting. I am writing notes. I'm investigate pier for how they created such efficiency.
But you all make your way down to, and you pass by the Castaway Tavern on your way to the guardhouse. And as you step in, you see the same like ancient lady sitting behind the counter, the big like Coke bottle glasses that allow her cheeks to see, sitting behind the counter, and she's got a book in her hand and she's just reading. Ooh.
What book is she reading?
Roll me a perception check.
Perception. Please be the weight of his burden. Reprinted. It's only a 12.
You're not quite sure what it is she's reading. The covers, like, she doesn't have it like propped up. It's kind of like just sprawled open in front of her, so you're not able to make out what the title would be.
Can I do an insight check on whether she's aroused?
Sure. Insight check for granny arousal.
That's a nat one.
Oh yeah. Girl
She's
aroused.
she smiled. She is clearly really into whatever's happening in this book.
Really good book, if you know what I mean. She's like the
I
book
don't know what you
farming.
mean.
Me neither.
And as she kind of hears you talking, oh, hello, how are you doing today?
Hello, is Inra Stone available?
Give me just a moment and I'll find out for you.
Yes,
And-
thank you.
Oh, go ahead.
What are you reading there? Looks rather interesting.
Oh, just a little book to pass the time. She kind of like closes the book up and gets up and turns and she walks away holding the book.
It's smart. It's definitely smart. Nobody who tells you the title or even lets you know the details. It's smart.
Smut or fanfic?
Smart or fanfic.
Both? Maybe?
Both.
Both is good.
Fanfiction.
After a little bit, she comes back and she sits back down. She's like, It'll be right with you. And kind of props up the book a little bit lower this time and continues reading it. A couple minutes later, you see Inra Stone walk back out of that back room, and towering lady. Actually, let's see if I've got the. Where is it? Yeah, Inra Stone's like very tall lady. She's got like the full armor set on, massive great sword hooked onto her back, and she comes up and.
I thought your
Well-
grandfather was a dwarf.
Well, this is a surprise.
Hello, Inra. It's been a while.
It has been. I heard from my grandfather that you had assisted him in Stoneforge.
Yes, that was quite an adventure. We went down underground into a huge tunnel.
Yeah, I spent some time with the Dwarven Guard. We often patrolled some of the tunnels.
He's gonna open up, raise his hand, and be like, "I saved the city. I'm reformed now." Because I assume she remembers Kay from crossing fences and killing pigs.
She looks at Cage, just like looks at his arm. Did he
That's a
steal
long
someone
story.
else's pig?
No, that right there is a very long story that someone is very lucky that he survived through.
That's my handiwork. Isn't it an amazing arm?
That is quite impressive. Does it function proper? And Cat looks over to Kay.
Starts punching the air, flexing his fingers.
And sense a feeling.
No, I haven't figured that one out.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Hmm.
No.
You can punch him on that side and he won't react, but you'll feel it.
And she kind of chuckles and like looks at her hand. She's got like the metal gauntlet on, and she's like, maybe.
Maybe.
Well, you won't probably.
Please don't punch my handiwork, then I have to fix it.
But I thought Sylvania was excited about seeing what it could handle.
I don't want it purposely broken.
Inra, I don't know if you remember. Last time we were with you, you sent us to see your father for a very, very specific reason. Things have happened, obviously, and things have happened here. Would you be amenable to a chat, maybe, so we can catch up? Kind of hear what's going on a little bit more?
Is there someplace safe we can catch up?
In the upper front lobby. No offense.
Come.
I turned to the old lady. No offense. Slow burn.
Sorry, what was that?
Slow burn or PWP. PWP.
What?
Never mind.
Kids these days and their weird lingo.
Is there a safe room where we can talk?
And he was like, I'm a bit more on the busy side at the moment, but come by tomorrow and we can sit and talk. I will set up one of the rooms for us to sit.
That sounds good to me.
And then
Go ahead.
and be like, and if you think you're gonna get assassinated, is there someone we should talk to if you die?
And she kind of chuckles. It's like, I'll be fine.
Okay.
Speaking of last time you were here, the bugbear, Zugink, they stopped in a few weeks after you'd originally left here. Picked up some brief work on the docks before taking a ship north. They left a package with Brune to give to you when you returned. She probably still has it, so she's probably over at the Castaway if you wish to speak to her.
We will head there immediately. Thank you very much.
So you're heading over to the tavern then?
Yeah. Did she say what time to come by tomorrow? Sorry.
Uh,
is it evening?
Tomorrow afternoon.
Afternoon, thank you. Sorry. Castaway Tavern is on my list of places to go. So
Yep, that.
we'll go there next.
Yeah, now is the tavern run by the Brevsters.
Yes.
Related to the people who run the Silken Touch.
Yeah,
The
we'll
brothel.
go there. Yeah, I'm gonna get there.
I still like this. Like it was like until that it's like, oh shit, I never actually considered the name.
Never considered the name. I know the way, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's on the docks. So you all head over to the Castaway Tavern. It's not as busy as you have seen on some nights, or some afternoon, but they're still kind of bustling.
Can we stay at the Castaway Tavern?
It is an inn and tavern, yes.
Okay,
And as you enter the tavern, you see that ginger-bearded Barky, the dwarf, who's like, welcome to the Castaway Tavern. What can I get ya?
I'm gonna pop up to the on a bar stool or whatever and get to the bar and be like,
I remember you. I don't forget the purple face. How you doing?
I'm doing great, good sir.
I forgot who ran the Silken Tavern. Is
Dude,
it
dude.
Borat?
Borat.
It started with a B, right?
And the Silken Tavern was in Dognear. Give me a moment. Oh, that is the wrong one. Oh, here we are. The Silken Tavern is run by Virik was the one who runs the bar, and Gloria was the one who ran the brothel side.
Wasn't even close. There wasn't even a B in those names.
Well, there's Brevster and Brothel.
I'm talking to the
Barrick gives your regards from Dognear.
Oh, you went and saw them. How's the brothel doing there?
You know, they're having a good year.
Yeah, they're doing pretty well.
Glad to hear it. They don't contact us nearly as often as they should.
Yeah. And Gloria says hi.
Oh, she's a sweet lass.
Yeah, she seemed that way for sure. Thanks for giving me a good place to stop in for the night. Really appreciate that.
Oh, did you have fun?
Did Zukink had fun, right?
No, I don't think. No, Zugink was already gone by the time you got there.
Mm-hmm.
No one actually purchased services at the.
We didn't stay.
No one purchased services at the Silken Tavern or the Silken Touch.
It was a fun day.
I'm pretty sure I grabbed Kay by his ear and I
And
pulled
dragged his ass
him
out of
out
there.
of that place. I went, no, we're not doing this.
Yet how many times have you just been like, we need to take the boy to Omega and give him a slap dance?
Why don't we just take him to Omega and get him some dances? Dances are different.
Our friend Inra said that there
Dances
would be a
you can
package
look,
here.
but not
Yes,
touch.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like, not enough with us. And as roll me a perception check.
Well, it's
11.
11.
So you don't notice anything initially, but then you feel a tap, tap, tap on your shoulder. And turning to look, you see a cow. She's got like really curly, like messy hair. And you recognize her. This is Brune. This is one of the guards that Zugink knew here in Amanodel. And she's like, you knew Zugink, right?
That's right. You're travel companions.
At least for
It is you. Zugink left something here for you. I'll go grab it. Wait here. I'll be right back. And then she turns and books it out the door. And
Who wants lunch?
I'll take lunch.
Assume she's gonna be a while.
Yep.
yeah,
Maybe we could just drop a gold down, couple to rent some rooms for the night since we're gonna be here till tomorrow anyway.
So you go in your, like you get some food, get some rooms for the night, and after probably about 45 or so minutes, Bryn comes like running back into the tavern, like panting, and just like, and she like runs up to you like, I'm so sorry, I should have brought you with me. But here it is, and she holds out a package to you, Anna. And on the package there is also a closed letter. And it's like, and you might also want to see this letter we got a month or so ago as well, and hands that to you. And this letter has been opened.
Oh, it's been 7 months.
Cute room. I'm sorry you had to run all the way.
Oh no, it was my fault. I should have just brought you with me when I left. But then I was like, oh shoot, it's a long walk. I should have just brought you, and then I ran back so that you wouldn't be waiting too long. I'm sorry.
It's all right.
Don't
We
be
ate.
Don't be sorry.
We ate food while in the meantime.
Is it safe to open this here? Do you know?
I'd assume so.
Okay.
I don't think Sugink would leave a bomb.
Okay. I want to do a perception check of who's in the tavern right now.
The tavern is like about half full. Not like it's not packed by any means, and most of the people are just like eating or drinking and mostly just minding their own business. There's no one who's really like fixated or focused on the group or anything like that.
Okay, no one's watching us. All right, cool. So what do you think, guys? We're on open.
Why not? I don't see anything. I don't see Zugik sending us anything dangerous.
Let's start with the letter that was sent the last month or so ago.
Let's start with the first letter.
Oh, let's start with the first letter. That makes sense.
And are you open the package and then the letter then the package? What?
Oh, I'll let somebody else take the lead on that then.
I'll open the letter. If you want, you can open the package while I read the letter.
Okay,
And
so
I'll read the letter out loud.
yeah. So Anna, you read or you grab the package and you open it, and the package is the medallion.
Oh.
Ah, yeah. Zugink. Best ever.
And
I will wear that around my neck and tuck it into my clothing.
and just a second. I just need to put this in here. And you should have a note pop up.
Yeah, I do. Zugink, I'm sorry I had to run off like I did, but I didn't have time to explain. I received word from a friend who had gone missing after an incident on the docks of Ithomir, telling me where they were and that they needed my help. I enjoyed our travels, and I wish you the best of your journeys, wherever they take you. Zugink. Oh, Zugink.
I think Kay has a moment of she was the best mom.
I'd like to. I reach over and I grab the other one.
Okay. And so then there's the second one.
To Brun and Thureg, it's been too long since I was able to write, but I wanted to let you know I am safe. I was able to find Draenor, and we have been busy working to free the other guards we believed were killed in the blast in Ithomir. Most are alive, though locked in some sort of stasis. I don't know if I'll be coming back. Draenor and I have settled in quite well into this quaint little town, though she wishes it wasn't always so cold. Thank you again for your assistance in securing passage on a ship. Stay safe, Zugink. Where did she say that she was? Hang on. It doesn't really say, it just says quaint little town. Well, at least she's safe. Though fellow guards being locked in stasis concerns me. I wish I knew more about it.
That sounds magical.
It sounds very magical. Maybe once we've completed our business with the Scorched Hammer, we could maybe pop our way over there. Say hello to Zugink.
Maybe help her out?
It was a thing that happened in Ithomir that caused it. It might be related.
You think? Possibly. It is possible. In the meantime, though, we should probably finish what we need to do and try and chase down what we can. It has been 7 months after all.
Yeah, this is just a pit stop to get information, which you've given us, Broom. Thank you.
Oh, not a problem. And she kind of takes the letter that was for her and Thureg back, and it's like I'm glad that you're able to stop in so that you could get the letters.
Yes, it's nice to know that the Zugink is all right. She left very abruptly that night. I was a little worried for her.
That is kind of on par for Zugink, though.
Came out of nowhere, disappeared out of nowhere. That's just how she works.
She's a Zugink, yeah.
I don't know if we're gonna see her anytime soon, but if we do, we'll send word to you.
That'd be greatly appreciated.
Yeah.
Well, we've got another half day to kill before tomorrow.
And
Another one.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say another place on my list is the college.
I suppose we can head over there, see if they've learned anything.
And as you're on your way to the college, we're gonna take a quick break.
Yeah.
So we'll be back in 10-ish minutes after we bio break and all that kind of fun stuff. Bye. Alrighty, we are back. Theo once again had to step out to go pick up her husbando from work because it is cold and miserable outside and all that jazz. And all that jazz. So it is Annah and Sylvania, or Mel and Jeanette still around. We'll finish off this session and then, yeah. So as the group heads to the Amados Calos of the Arcane, you arrive at the doors, and the last time you saw these doors, you were a squirrel. Oh no! The first time you saw these doors, you were a squirrel. This last, when you came up again, you had reverted back to Annah form. That's right. But you do kind of like have that like flashback of like your tail like briefly getting caught in the door. You're like trying to book it through, just like. But you head up to the College of the Cane. How are you going about trying to find people, and who?
So, are there guards stationed? Like, I know getting into the city was a bit more.
There are not guards stationed at the college.
Okay. Well, I think we would just go up the steps into the door there, and be looking for the gentleman that we left the orb with, whose name I definitely don't remember.
How could you forget? I know, right?
I've Squirrel Anna. And I feel like an orc. We were also talking to an orc that flicked me off her shoulder.
She was not an orc. Vagris was a silver scale dragonborn.
It was a dragonborn. Yes. Oops.
Yeah, you tried to scale up her cloak onto her shoulder, and then she's like, "Pep," and then you like ran ahead, just kind of scowled at her, and she just smiled at you.
Yeah. Sassy.
Yeah, that was Vagris. And then Anash was the other arcanist who was at the school that you had also spoken to.
Okay. So I mean, we would, if we don't see them, I would like to stop the first person we see.
Yeah, there's several students walking about, so it's very easy to stop one of them.
Like you, scholarly type.
Yeah, hello.
I'm looking for Anash. Point me to his office.
He's probably in his office. Down the hall, and then take that second left.
God, he's so squeaky. But in a weird way. Thank you, kid.
Not a problem. And have a good day.
Oh man, when that other testicle drops. Okay. Yeah. So, Sil, welcome to the college. You're probably loving this, actually.
There's magical people here.
There are a lot of magical people here.
Is there an important looking door?
Not right at the entrance.
Oh. Okay, I'm keeping my eyes open for an important looking door.
What do you mean by important looking door?
It's a door that looks like it belongs to an important person, like someone's office, like a head wizard office.
Okay. But you follow. I take it you're following the directions to. Okay. So you head the direction, following over to Anash's office, and the doorman. Yes. Oh. It's been quite some time.
Yeah, almost a year, I think. No.
Yeah, about that. Almost a year.
Hi.
Hi.
Our cursed boy is no longer cursed.
And he kind of... Kay's like, arm. It's like... So you did have to get it cut off.
Yeah. I think you're right about that. That seemed the quickest route.
I'm surprised you did the whole arm and not stop at the elbow.
It was definitely past the elbow by the time we got to the point of no return. Right? It spread past the elbow, right?
Oh yeah, it was hitting his shoulder.
Yeah, that was the threshold.
We definitely could have done it earlier, but...
Might have been wise. Well, you don't look any... Well, mostly don't look any worse for wear. And Kay's just like...
Majestic mane.
Yeah. I take it you're here to see the Orb of Katsura.
Yeah, we have some things to discuss, and mainly being your progress on researching this orb.
Okay. Give me a moment. I'll get Vagress. She's been more in charge of looking at that than I have. And you go and you see him go back to his desk, and he sits there for a moment, and she'll be along shortly.
That's a neat trick.
And after a couple minutes, you see Vagress, the Silver Scale Dragonborn, coming down the hall towards you. I assume you're here for the orb. Come with me. And she leads you along, and she takes you to a room, and has you sit down in there. And she's like, I'll be right back. Goes, and after about 10 or so minutes, comes back with that icosahedron, sets it on the table. The Orb of Katsura has primarily been locked away for about 4 months. We unfortunately have not been able to find any way of returning it to its purified state. We have made requests to various Elven organizations for assistance in handling the artifact, and while some were able to provide some aid, we have not... It still persists its corrupted state. We have made requests to the various clans of the elves within Shilmista, but they have given us no response.
Is that common for them to not respond back?
Regrettably, yes.
Oh, okay. So I gather you still want to keep the orb here.
By all technicality, the orb is your possession, and we cannot stop you from taking it. However, we also cannot allow it to be unleashed within the city, especially on account of what we have encountered with it, and most in the case, like your friend's arm had encountered with it.
Okay. Well,
So, if you wish to take it, I can provide you a means of containing it. However, those means will not be able to be opened up within major cities.
That sounds like a fascinating spell.
Essentially, there is a crystal which is used to conceal the object. The counterpart to these crystals are placed in most major cities. They basically prevent these type of artifacts from being opened outside of specific circumstances, within a radius of those crystals. The majority of cities here in Kyotera, or of large cities here in Kyotera, have had these crystals installed for specifically enabling us to restrict objects.
Fascinating.
That's some very forward thinking, actually. Wow. Okay. Well, we're not leaving Aminodel for a few days, so I mean we can keep it here for a little bit, but I think the idea is we want to maybe do our own research with it.
Well, on account of we have hit the end of our rope here at the moment, that I can't fault you for that. I wish we had been able to learn more, but the volatile state in which it is in makes it rather difficult.
Has it grown more volatile since we were last here?
No. At least not noticeably so. However, the contact with it is still extremely ill-advised.
Of course. You hear that, Kate? Don't touch it with your other arm.
SK is just like, but.
But Syl could make me another awesome arm. Could you do
Charging
that,
you for
Syl?
the next one.
Now that you know he has money. Okay. So, hey, question, since you're probably a bit of a unbiased sort of organization, any advice on killing a lich for no reason at all?
What?
Just like hypothetically speaking, just between friends, spitball in here.
Why are you trying to kill a lich?
I don't want to say that I'm trying. I'm just thinking, you know, in the future.
Why are you planning to kill a lich?
Oh.
Hypothetically, how do you kill a lich?
Sir, let me ask you a different question. Hypothetically, if a lich threatened World War, whatever the next one number would be after the Nellic Wars, how prepared do you think your college is to fight said lich?
And she's just like, kind of rubbing her forehead a bit. It's like, I'm going to be frank. What are you going on about? Why the sudden, how to kill a lich? What? Do you have information that we are potentially going to be attacked by a lich?
I just don't want to rule out anything. You know, I want to cover all of our bases. Oh, this doesn't believe me at all.
Roll me a deception check.
Oh, good. Real freaking good at those. Oh.
Have I been told that I'm not supposed to tell people about this thing yet?
You probably haven't been told, if I'm being honest. So I got a nat 20. but I
Okay,
don't
so
think
I'm
I've
looking
told.
at you really confused, and I'm like, are you talking about the dwarven lich that you think killed your town?
I read too many stories to her at night. Just bedtime fuck. Anyways, do you have an answer to my question?
Well, in order for a lich to be killed, you would have to destroy their phylactery and then kill the body. Now the problem with that is a lich's phylactery can be almost anything. So unless you know what their phylactery is, that makes killing them very difficult. Most liches will understandably hide their phylactery and not expose what it is, and be sure that it is not only well hidden, but also in a place that it is not going to easily be destroyed naturally.
But there surely must be ways to find this kind of magic. You know, it must leave some sort of trace of its existence, right? Magic this dark and powerful?
There is some essence that when the body of the lich dies that can be
somewhat tracked and traced, but it is very difficult and not exceptionally accurate. The biggest point in which you're going to notice any sort of source point is going to be the recreation of the Lich's body.
You don't happen to have any students here that are looking to do a practicum that maybe, I don't know, major in like phylacteries and stuff, hunting, lich hunting?
That is far outside of our purview here at the school.
Yeah, okay.
We, for the most part, tend not to dabble in necromancy.
It's very noble.
Well, and for the most part, illegal.
Yes. Yeah, these lines have been a little bit blurred for me for the last 7 months or so. Forgive me. I gotta think about some things. Hey, Syl, why don't you show them your cool blueprints?
It's like I already had it like out. It's just like as soon as you say that, just open it in front of her. It's like, any idea what this does? I already know that it needs more blueprints than this, and that it needs a Damaski crystal, and Elder Spire spines, and
Vacadrus bone powder.
Vacadrus bone powder. But past that, I don't know anything else about it other than I need to figure it out before I go home.
And Vagris kind of picks it up and looks at it, and this is a runic language.
Being pointed to someone who can help figure it out is also useful if you're not able to give me any new information.
Yeah, I don't know what information I would be able to provide. That being said, as for who you could talk to, you need to look into. You need to find someone who can, read the language. There's not a lot of people I know who are still dealing with dead languages. And then she kind of like chuckles. If you've got a lich, they're probably old. Maybe they can read it. And just kind of like snarky comment towards Annah. But it's like. But as for, on a more serious note, who would be able to help with this? I think there may still be. I wonder if Batamir is still over in Galenath. He might be. There's a city called Galenath. It is up north by Lake Abderel. You may want to inquire there if Batamir still resides there. I know they had been studying ancient languages, though I'm not sure if they're still doing so. But they might have some information as to what this is, though if you already know the ingredients listed here, your next best bet is probably find more blueprints.
Well, to be fair, if I found another one, I still can't read it, so having someone who can read it is still useful information.
Oh, absolutely. I would definitely agree with you on that one. But yes.
I don't think I was told what language this was by by Shadow Lady.
You were not told what language it was. And a lot of the runic languages didn't necessarily have like specific names either.
Okay.
Yeah, so Batmir, who had resided in Galanath.
Yes, I have noted this.
It's up north, eh? Lots
Yeah,
of things up north these days.
So once again, Amanodel, Galanath. And Lake Abderel.
Is that also in the same forest that Kay was familiar with?
No. The forest that, for the place that he had was over here in Gothold.
Oh, he's gonna have to wait. Alright.
And then Shilmista is this one here.
Do you have any more questions about the blueprint still?
If that's what you can give me. Have you seen anything like this before, or would there be someone to talk to about if things like this have been seen before? So, like, a lead on where I could find the other pieces, sort of thing? Or would that still be Batamir best bet?
Batmir would be your best bet in that regards. He was studying ancient languages, of course. He also collected quite a few various things to study off of. So he may possess items of this sort. I cannot guarantee. Him and I have lost touch quite some years ago, but...
Of course, a lead is a lead, though. I have been looking for a few years and had very minimal leads until recently, which is a nice change.
Well, I'm sure it's always nice having a direction to go instead of just aimlessly following.
Yes, interesting. The lead started with I needed people with no self-preservation. And then I found those people, and it has been going swimmingly since.
To be fair, Syl's not wrong.
Yeah, we did swim that one time.
Yeah, in the lake with the crocodile or the alligator. Yeah.
Yeah, not good.
Yeah, and you've met all sorts of things, and
Certainly broadened her horizons.
Sylvania is just like, all of this is just progress towards the goal. None of this was out of the question. Going to different planes, fighting shadow things. Just like, yeah, I'll figure this out eventually.
so it's all par for the course.
Of course. So we've been gone for quite some time.
Yes, it was what 8 months since you left the orb here.
Yeah, another plane will do that to you. So has the college, have you felt it's been kind of affected by the political turmoil and the assassinations? Or have you guys been unscathed?
I wish we were unscathed. Funding has been cut severely.
Funding cuts, eh? I assume they're trying to amp up the security militia cost stuff.
Yeah, unfortunately, the schools are usually the first to get hit with that, so our budget has been drastically reduced, which I understand it. We'd rather not have a whole bunch of diplomats being assassinated on our doorstep, but at the same time, we still need to be able to have the materials we require to continue our research, which makes it difficult.
What materials are those off the top of your head? Anything we could help with?
I would have to go and get the dossiers of like all the things that we order.
Oh yeah, no,
Which
don't,
is
don't worry about that.
a lot. We are a college after all. We do not just dabble. Oh, a pittance here, a pittance there. No, it's usually in bulk.
Yeah, a little bit of dead man's oregano. Yeah.
And she kind of looks at you oddly when you say that. It's like, what?
Do you have any opinion on why now this is happening? What's the rumor around the city?
I honestly have no idea. If I had to make a guess, someone's trying to eliminate opposition before the election next year. Yeah, you would have known about elections.
Holy shit, the election! I forgot all about it. I need to register. Okay, yeah, I feel ya. I think I'm getting the sense that she's not really too deep into conspiracy theories about what's going on around the city.
Not excessively. Mostly it's like what is impacting her is what she cares about. Beyond that, not a whole lot. And right now, the funding is what's mostly impacting.
Yeah, sort of like the people in the fishing village that are like, I don't fucking know, I don't care. All right.
Yeah, it's like as long as their world doesn't change, they don't really care. Which, considering the fact that like even look back to a couple hundred years ago, most people lived and died within a few kilometers of where they were born.
Yeah, fair enough. The world wasn't so big to Annah all that long ago. Okay. Well, Vagris, you've been very helpful, and we really appreciate all the work that you put into on the orb. We'll be back in touch soon about whether or not we're taking it off your hands. Just between us friends, can we keep our hypothetical conversation about liches, under wraps?
But it wasn't hypothetical.
Yeah, I imagine like as so you're just like shoving your hand in your mouth. It's like, no, stop, shut the fuck up.
Don't make me wake wonk.
What's a wake wonk?
See, at least it's not Kay who's saying this, because otherwise you have to like jump to try and cover his mouth. He'd probably just lick your hands.
Yeah, that's true. Kay's gross. No offense, Kay.
She's like, if you have information about a potential attack or dealings with a lich, please bring it up to the guards. I hear Commander Inra is a very nice lady. That's a lie. But
Isn't Inra who we have a meeting with tomorrow?
yes.
That's a lie. That's cute.
It's like, that's a lie. I have not heard that. But talk to her if you have information of anything regarding that type of thing. But beyond that, I have... Don't get yourself killed hunting liches.
Yeah.
Is there something else better to get killed hunting?
Dragons. It's more impressive.
I do not plan on dying to this lich. Vagris.
Well, I do have to go find a either white or blue dragon. Actually, I did have a question about that, DM. I just put W/B, and I'm not sure if it was blue or black.
Blue.
It was blue, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, white or blue dragons. Those are the ones you want to go find if you're looking for the Damascus crystals.
Still not ideal. Well, I guess we will show ourselves out.
Well, when you decide whether you're taking the orb or not, come back and let us know.
Yeah, thank you.
And as you're heading out, is there anywhere else that you're planning to go today?
No, actually, we checked all. Actually, yeah, no, that's it. That's it. Pretty much all the boxes.
Okay. I think at that point then we're gonna, as the group heads back to the Castaway Tavern to rest up for the night. And that is what we're gonna call tonight's session. So thank you my lovely players who joined in for another roller coaster.
Yep.
I did get a kick out of it's like no one bothered asking like why he was hiring guards going north
Oh yeah.
from
No,
Iraq.
I didn't.
From Iraq, and then it's like, oh shit, and it's like, quick, group huddle. It's like, what the fuck do we do?
Yeah, no, I was like, you're going north, we're going north, you're you're gonna pay us seems like a match made in heaven. No, it was not. It was a little suspicious though, because last session you were like, okay, cool, no time like the present, let's go. Like, he obviously seemed in a hurry.
Oh yeah, he was very much in a hurry. He wanted to get the fuck out.
Also seemed like just like a, I don't know, happy-go-lucky guy, I guess, to me. I know now it's because of Moida.
Moida. May have moided someone. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah, like me as a player thought it was super suspicious, but I was just like, Sylvania doesn't care. He's paying us. He's going where we're going. We get paid to go where we're going.
Yep.
Yeah, well done. That was unexpected and awesome.
Yeah, and like I'd written down in my notes here. It's like make the combat just in case, because I honestly it's like they're not gonna fight this. They're absolutely gonna hand him over. It's like, but I'll make the combat just in case. And it's like, nope, this went the exact way I expected it to.
In the spirit of Zuging, make the combat.
In the spirit of Zuging, make the combat.
To be fair, if not Nathan was here, combat might have happened.
That's true. Nathan's a hard one to roleplay for, because he's too chaotic for me to predict what he'd actually do.
Well, I think half the time he just flips a coin.
Yeah, exactly. It was 50-50. Just he could have shot at them, and then suddenly we were fighting. I would have had a great opportunity to use my new heat metal spell.
Very true.
Moida them. Alright. Yeah, that was fun.
Alrighty. Well, thank you everyone for who tuned in, and we are out. Have a good night.